Good morning, day 10. Today's weight 84.4 kg. Okay, so compared to yesterday, I did gain some weight, but this does not mean that the fat loss has stopped. Okay, so what likely happened was because even though I hit my calories and all, the food choices was definitely something that is different from what I'm used to having, right? So usually when this is the case, there is bound to be some weight fluctuation, okay? And also the macros are different, right? And yesterday I had Burger King, which is processed and fast food, right? So usually those are loaded with a lots of sodium. So most likely the weight gain is either because the body is not used to that kind of food, or water retention from the excess sodium, right? So within the next couple of days, that should be once I resume my normal macros and diet, it will go back down, right? So I'm gonna head to the gym to hit some chest and shoulders. I'll talk to you guys later. I wanna testify, screaming all I can get a million reasons why.
Please love my style, man. I tend to get wild. Get bottle pop, and we get that tip in that dry. Now make me to a box, cause you know it don't say.
So today I'd like to talk about cheat meals and refeeds. What's the difference between the two, and then how am I going to go about them during this mini cut? So cheat meals can be both planned and unplanned, right? So in my previous cut, I had a cheat meal that is scheduled for once per week, right? So usually the objective of a cheat meal is just to give yourself a mental break from dieting, right? And then also to indulge in some cravings that you may have. Okay, but I think over the years, as I have become more flexible with my diet, and I know exactly how to make this craving fit into my diet, there is really not much need for a cheat meal. Okay, but sometimes things like but for instance, why I still had my cheat meal from the previous cut on a weekly basis is because there are some foods that you crave that may not be possible to track, right? So those are the things that I will utilize my cheat meals for. Okay, and of course, like if you were to go out with your friends or family or any social thing events, right, then most likely those will come in handy, those for to implement a cheat meal. Okay, so most likely if it's unplanned, then it's more or less not as ideal, right? So ideally you want to plan the cheat meal so that you are able to control what is it doing towards your diet and progress. Okay, so secondly is the refeeds, right? So refeeds is definitely structured and something that is implemented within the diet, right? So the difference is cheat meals essentially is like you are just eating calories will definitely be high. Okay, but for refeed, usually what I do for my refeeds is calories will be at around maintenance, right? But the top part will be mostly from carbohydrates, right? So what this does is it actually will boost a hormone in our body called leptin, right? So this is especially effective when you are in a weight loss plateau, right? So sometimes instead of dropping calories, sometimes having one refeed per week may boost your metabolism back up and then restore this hormone called leptin to it sends the signal to your body to allow more fat to be burned lah, essentially. So basically if you think about it in layman terms, right, it's like our body is trying to reserve all the resources, which is your fat, right? So as we are in a prolonged caloric deficit, right, what this happens is the leptin will be diminished. So then the body will try to adjust to the new caloric intake that we are having. And then by restoring this leptin hormone with refeeds, it sends the signal that we are potentially back into a surplus. Then the body can give the green light to release the fats. Okay, so this is just my understanding of it. Okay, from all, I mean, if you want to do your own research to understand the exact scientific reasoning behind it, you can by all means go ahead, right? So that is refeeds. Okay, so ideally in terms of progress and what's optimal, right? Definitely refeeds far more superior lah. Okay, right? So essentially refeed is not even a cheat, even though you are eating higher amount of calories. Not only it does restore your metabolism as well, but it also gives you the energy required to perform your workouts more effectively for that period lah. Usually I will make sure that I am training on the refeed day itself and the days after, right? Because you are essentially refilling your body with glycogen. So in terms of performance wise, you will definitely see a boost. Okay, so if you want to focus on the optimal approach, refeeds is definitely the way to go, right? So what I do is I will just increase my calories to maintenance, but all the increase will be coming from carbohydrates. Okay, then for cheat meals is more for your sanity, right? Because definitely if you are looking to diet for a long time, then having cheat meals once in a while will keep it very sustainable. But the best thing to do if you are going for the cheat meals approach is to make sure you have it planned, right? So if you are losing good and you don't think you need a cheat meal, just leave it for later, right? Because so sometimes I will have like once a week, but if I don't feel that I need a cheat meal, or like I do not have any social plans, then I will just stay on my diet and then maybe wait another week before I have a cheat meal. Okay, so that way we want to try to minimize any obstacles when it comes to making progress, right? So for this mini cut itself, okay, my plan is to not have any cheat meal or refeeds because the duration is so short that I do not really require any of this. Okay, if I have any craving, I will try my best to make it work. Okay, then refeeds, there is really no need because since it's such a short period, most likely my leptin levels will not be too affected. So this is just my plan moving forward. If you are on the mini cut, most likely if you can not have any cheat and refeeds, it will be the best because the purpose of the mini cut is really just to come in, like a quick kill, right? Zap as much fat off as possible, and then we resume the lean bulk. Okay, but if you are on a longer kind of cut, then maybe you can look to implementing some of these cheat meals and refeeds, right? So yeah, that's about it. So that's all for me. I'll see you guys tomorrow for day 11.